Shalom, shalom. Back from the live lesson. And first and foremost, as always, before I get started, turn to the east and give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to the head apostles / elder bishops of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well. Peace, blessings, and safety to all you sincere Akim. Keep pushing, keep believing, and keep the faith, regardless of whether people hear or forbear. All right, today's lesson is going to be entitled, Are You Sighing and Crying to the Lord? Are you sighing and crying for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof? And that's what the elect is supposed to be doing right about now. All right, the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, is crying out to the Lord, okay, because of the hand of our oppressors. Are you supposed to be crying out for all the abominations, the wickedness, all right, the sin, the evil that you see upon the face of the earth right about now? All right, that's what the elect is going to be doing. Crying out to the Lord to bring vengeance and come and deliver us from this wicked, sinful kingdom. All right, Lord's will, we be at that number. So let's go ahead and bring out some scriptures, man. Let's jump right into it. It's going to be a quick one. This is Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4. And it reads, And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem. All right, a people before it's a place, okay? So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, all right, who make up the 12 tribes of Israel. And those confusing the faces who may look like other nations, but your seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob through your father. All right, it says, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. All right, so that mark, okay, not the same mark that's spoken of in Revelation 13. This is the mark of the Heavenly Father. All right, this is a Dawah in Hebrew. All right, and it's a mark, a spiritual mark that's going to be set on the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. All right, all the wickedness, all the evil, all the sin. All right, verse 5, it says, And to the others he said in mine hearing, Go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity. All right, so the ones who do not have this mark of salvation, the Torah, all right, the Lord is he's gonna send the death angels to go out there and they're gonna smite, meaning to kill. All right, it says, verse 6, Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. All right, so he says, come not near upon anyone who has the mark, the wall. All right, and that mark is a mark of exemption, Salaki, a mark of exemption. Okay, exemption from the judgment that's given to come upon this place at the hands of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, so the men that are going to receive that mark are out here signing and crying to the Lord for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, because where we're at right now, we're in a wicked, sinful kingdom. It's nothing but all kind of iniquity, wickedness, selfishness. You know what it says in, I think, 2 Timothy chapter 3? Wasn't planning on getting it, but let me go ahead and get it now. This know also that in the last days, perilous times shall come. Perilous, dangerous, scary, hairy. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High. All right. So let's keep. I keep reading this a little bit more. It says, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. All right, so that's what we sighing and crying about, man. All the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. All these things I just listed. All right, these are all the things that the elect have to suffer. All right, knowing that this world is falling in the way that it's really supposed to be, but just, you keep on pushing. All right, because we have faith that Yahweh Shem Shai is going to deliver us a new heaven and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. So let's get 2 Peter chapter 2. All right, at verse let's get verse 4. For if Yahweh spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, all right, which is a condition placed on earth, and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment. All right, and who's that speaking of? That's speaking of the sons of God, the Israelites. All right, they were cast down out of their first estate. Okay, with Adam and Eve. All right, in the Garden of Eden, which was perfection. That was supposed to be heaven on earth. All right, but because they disobeyed the commandment, all right, they got cast down in the chains of darkness, and death came into the world. All right, now we get sick, we die. All right, but before it was not so. It wasn't meant to be that way. All right, you can read about that in the book of Wisdom of Solomon. But it says, verse 5, and spared not the old world, but saved Noah, the 8th person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly. All right, so in the past time, he brought in the flood of water, but now it's getting ready to be a flood of fire. It says, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an ensample unto those that should live ungodly, and delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. All right, and that word conversation is anastrophe in the Greek, which means conduct, manner of life. All right, how you live day to day. So Lot, he was the one that was delivered from Sodom and Gomorrah, him and his family. He was vexed, meaning he was irritated. All right, he was annoyed, he was grieved with the filthy manner of life of the wicked. Verse 8, for that righteous man dwelling among them, in seeing and hearing, vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. All right, so the same way that Lot was vexed with the wickedness of the 2/3 and these heathens back then, it's the same way we are. We are Lot today. We are coming in that same spirit of Lot. All right, we're vexed because of all the evil that we see on the earth, and we're sighing and crying to the Lord to bring justice, all right, and to deliver us from this place when he brings that justice. All right, it says, verse 9, it says, but the Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished. All right, and that's what's getting ready to happen, man. Okay, and if you want to be exempt from that, you got to be sighing and crying to the Lord. All right, praying that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai brings judgment upon this place and delivers his elect. And Lord willing, we be at that number. Let's go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 19. All right, not only are we vexed with the filthy conversation of the people around us, the 2/3, but also these heathens, Esau, Edom, man. All right, and once again, the elect is going to be sighing and crying to the Lord, all right, because of all the wickedness that they see. This is Isaiah, chapter 19, and verse 19, and it reads, in that day shall there be an altar to the Lord in the midst of the land of Egypt. All right, we're in spiritual Egypt right now, the land of our captivity. And a pillar at the border thereof to the Lord. And it shall be for a sign and for a witness unto the Lord of hosts in the land of Egypt. For they shall cry unto the Lord. All right, why are they going to be crying? Because of the oppressors. All right, and who is the modern day oppressors? All right, this is spiritual Egypt. All right, so who is spiritual Pharaoh? All right, the elites of Esau, Edom. Who is the spiritual Egyptians? All right, these Edomites on a high level and a low level. All right, they're the oppressors in today's time. All right, they are the spiritual Egyptians, and he shall send them a savior. All right, and that savior is Yahweh Shai, who the world intimately calls Jesus. And he shall send them a savior and a great one, and he shall deliver them. All right, and that's what our hope. That's what our hope is. All right. So we're sighing and crying to the Lord because we're vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. All right, we're vexed with this captivity, okay, this oppression that we're subject to. All right, and people, as a matter of fact, let's get this. People say, well, we're not oppressed. All right, they have no idea what the scriptures say it was supposed to be like for the sons of God, for the children of Israel. All right, for the elect. Let's go here to Baruch, chapter 3. Salaki, bear with me. Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8. All right, and it reads, behold, meaning to look. Okay, pay attention, you children of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. All right, it says, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us. All right, so we are yet this day. As I speak right now, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us, for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right, that's Baruch 3 and 8. So we're in this captivity, subject to payments. You got to pay for water. You got to pay for lights, food, everything, shelter. It was never meant to be that way, all right? Because we're supposed to be the gods of the earth, as it tells you in Psalms, the 82nd chapter, Psalms 82 and 6. It says, "For you are gods." All right, we were not meant to be, all right, paying all these high bills, living check to check. Right, this is because of the iniquity of our forefathers. We're still under the curses. All right, perpetual poverty. Let's get that in Haggai 1 and 6. And see, our people, man, 2/3 of our people, they're comfortable. All right, you know, it's all good to them. All right, they have no problem with being in the condition that we're in. All right, but once again, the men of the Lord, all right, the hopeful elect is going to be out there sighing and crying for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. All right, so let's go ahead and get that. Haggai chapter 1. Bear with me. Gotta find it. All right, Haggai chapter 1 and verse 6. It says, actually, I'm gonna get verse 5 for verse 5 first. It says, "Now therefore, thus saith the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, consider your ways." All right. So look at all the past things that you've done. Look at the accounts of our forefathers and how they acted. All right, and what led them into captivity. All right, because we went into captivity because of our own wickedness. All right. It says, "Now therefore, thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways. Ye have sown much and bring in little." It says, "Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes." All right, so this is all part of the curses. All right, and he says, "Consider our ways," because this is our ways are what got us into this situation in the first place. Verse 7, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways." All right, so you know that's why we're sighing and crying to the Lord and repenting for our past, our wrongful thoughts, sayings, and doings, our past transgressions. All right, let's go to the book of Micah, chapter 7, and verse 9. All right, and it reads, "I will bear the indignation of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, because I have sinned against him, until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness." Okay, so you know, we're in our condition, the condition that we're in because of our past wickedness. All right, because through reincarnation, we were here before. This is not our first time here on earth, and our forefathers, which we are our forefathers, sinned against the Lord. All right, so we have to bear that indignation, that righteous anger. All right, and I'm gonna read that again. Micah 7 and 9. "I will bear the indignation of the Lord, because I have sinned against him, until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness." All right, so that's what's happening now. All right, we're bearing that indignation. We're bearing our punishment, this captivity that we're in. All right, but we know that it's only for a period of time. We know that the Lord is bringing us into the light. We're in that process now, bringing us back to his law, statutes, and commandments. All right, we're in that process right now. All right, but you know we're sighing and crying to the Lord. All right, to deliver us. Okay. Once again, that's what the elect is going to be doing. That's the main point of this lesson. And I'm gonna post all these scriptures that I'm using in the comments, not in the comments, in the description. All right, of this video. So that's why I'm on my phone. But anyways, let's keep rolling. So let's go to Isaiah chapter 28, man. We're gonna go into how 2/3 of our people, they're not sighing and crying to the Lord. All right, they made a covenant. They made a covenant with this beast system. All right, with Esau and these heathens. They trust in their oppression. This is Isaiah 28 and verse 15. "Because you have said," I'll read verse 14 first. All right, Isaiah 28:14. It says, "Wherefore hear the word of the Lord, ye scornful men, that rule this people, which is in Jerusalem." All right, so you know our leaders, okay, and that goes into you know really anybody that's high up in so-called you know in our communities. Are these pastors? They're supposed to be the spiritual leaders. These celebrities, you know, they lead the youth into destruction. All right. Okay, it says, hear the word of the Lord, ye scornful men that rule this people which is in Jerusalem. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. It says, because you have said we have made a covenant with death. All right, they made a covenant with the wicked, with Esau, Edom, who is as hell, and the larger and is as death. All right, and with hell are we at agreement. They're in agreement with this devil and his wicked, sinful kingdom, his evil system designed to destroy us. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us, for we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. All right, and look at the Lord is exposing all of that right about now, man. All right, the Lord is exposing all these false prophets. All right, these lying church pastors, they're all being exposed. Look at what just happened with Thomas Dexter Jakes, T.D. Jakes. All right, he got exposed for being a peanut butter chaser. All right, they call him a power bottom. See, the Lord ain't having none of that, man. And two of our people, they trusted in their wickedness. They think that because they made a covenant with this beast system, with Esau, Edom, all right, these heathens, that they can't be taken down. They think this system is going to last forever. Verse 15. Because we have said we have made a covenant with death, and with hell we are at agreement, when the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. For we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation, a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believeth shall not make haste. All right, so the true believers, all right, we're gonna continue to sigh and cry, but we're not gonna make a move. We're gonna wait on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai until he comes and brings us into his light and delivers us. It says, judgment also will I lay to the line, and righteousness to the plummet, and the hail shall sweep away the refuge of lies. All right, a refuge is a place of safety. All right, so they take pleasure, and they take solace in their wickedness. All right, but the Lord said he's getting ready to destroy their house of lies, and the water shall overflow the hiding place. And your covenant with death shall be disannulled, and your agreement with hell shall not stand. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, then ye shall be trodden down by it. All right, so that overflowing scourge is the judgment of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right, it says that when that comes, you're not gonna abide. All right, you're gonna be taken down. Let's go to Hebrews. Habakkuk chapter 2. All right, and once again, as we just read, they made a covenant with hell and death, man. All right, it's like I got distracted for a quick second. Our people have made a covenant with hell and with death. All right, let's see exactly what that's referring to. We're going to get that in Habakkuk chapter 2. Bear with me. Must have passed it, Salakia. All right, here we are. All right, Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 4. It reads, behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. All right, so the soul who is lifted up, all right, is not upright. Who is that? It's Esau Edom. Esau Edom has been lifted up, all right, and he's in his heaven right about now, okay? It says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Okay, when it says he transgresseth by wine, his doctrine, his philosophy, his doctrines, his philosophies that he pushes out in the world are wicked. All right, he's made the nations drunk with that Babylon juice, man. All right, that ideologies of confusion. Okay, these Western ideologies. It says, Habakkuk 2 and 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home. He's always in other folks' business, always going out there, quote unquote, bringing democracy, okay, to these different nations that don't want it. It says, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. All right, in every Edomite nation, every so-called European nation, you have all the people gathered together, all the multiculturalism and all that kind of stuff. All right, that's how we're able to identify who the wicked is, man. All right, but it says that He enlarges his desire as hell. All right, and his is death and cannot be satisfied. Okay, so he is hell and death, and people, all right, the people, 2/3 of people, they trust in this system, and they made a covenant with this heathen. All right, they made a covenant with hell and with death. All right, and the devil only comes to kill, steal, kill, and destroy. That's it. He's never came. He's not created to uplift you. All right, to be fair to you. He's the sword of the Lord. He's here to punish. All right. So our people that made a covenant with this devil are going to be confounded, man. They're going to be destroyed. All right, let's go to back to Isaiah. Let's get chapter 29. All right, Isaiah chapter 29 and it's like at 30. Isaiah 30. All right, and it reads, "Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin." Okay, so woe to the rebellious children. 2/3 of our people, they're rebellious. All right, and they made a covenant with hell and death. All right, they add sin upon sin, because in this society, sin and wickedness is rewarded. All right, it says that walk to go down into Egypt, all right, which is the land of the captivity. Okay, we're ruled over by Esau, Edom, and have not asked in my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Okay, so our people, instead of taking counsel in the Lord and trusting in the Lord, all right, they have taken their strength in Egypt. Okay, in the house of their house of bondage, and they go to Pharaoh, they go to this devil, and they want his counsel. All right, they trust in him and how he says to live, and how he says to move in the world. All right, instead of taking the counsel the Lord set up. All right, the men that you see out here on the highways and byways. Verse 3: "Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion." All right, so you trusting in this devil, trusting in the beast system, it's going to be to your shame. It's going to be to your confusion. All right, because all of this is getting ready to be taken down. It's all getting ready to be wiped away. So if once this system dissolves, the people who have put their stakes in this system, all right, they're gonna melt too. All right, but those who have trusted in the cornerstone, all right, who is Yahushua, who the world Italy calls Jesus, all right, their house is built on a rock. All right, on a foundation that cannot be moved. Okay. It says, let's go to verse chapter 31. All right. So now Isaiah 31, next chapter, verse 1: "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses, and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord." All right. So once again, just reiterating that point, man. All right, they trust in this system, they trust in their money, all right, their wealth, and all that's about to be wiped away. It's not gonna mean nothing in a year or two, all right? And the people, they can't see that. They can't see past America. They can't see past the dollar, past the euro. All right, you got our people waking up every day, all right, dedicating their whole lives to chasing a piece of paper, all right, dedicating their whole lives to chasing a piece of paper that has the face of the Edomite on it, man. All right, through, completely lost. All right, instead of trusting in the one who provides substance. All right, who feeds us? Not this damn devil. All right, not Esau, Edom. Who feeds us? The Lord. All right, who makes sure we got clothes on our back? The Lord. Who makes sure that everything is taken care of in our lives that we need, and a little bit of what we want? The Lord. All right, the Lord, he can make you poor, he can make you rich, whatever he wants to do. All right, so you chasing behind the ways of Esau. All right, you're chasing behind the ways of Esau instead of seeking the counsel of the Lord. All right, who's the one that brings all these things? What did Yahushua say? He said, "Lay not up for yourselves treasures on earth, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where rust does not corrupt, a moth does not corrupt, and neither do thieves break in and steal." All right. But going back, Isaiah 31, it says, verse 2: "Yet he also is wise and will bring evil, and will not call back his words." All right. So these people that are trusting in Pharaoh, it's gonna be evil brought upon them, but will rise against the house of evildoers, and against the help of them that work iniquity. All right. So the house of evildoers is Esau, Edom. Okay. That's the house of the wicked, man. And then 2/3 of our people have joined unto them, have made a covenant with hell and with death, and the Lord's going to rise up against them and destroy all of them. All right? It says, verse 3, now the Egyptians are men. All right, who is the modern day Egyptians? Once again, these Edomites, all right? Now the Egyptians are men and not God. Their horses are flesh and not spirit. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down. And they all shall fail together. All right? So once again, when he stretches out his hand, this whole system going down, man. All right? And anybody who's joined unto Esau, Edom, trusting in this system, trusting in this beast, they're going to be destroyed with it. All right? Because hell and death are getting ready to be sent into the fire, man. Let's go ahead and get that. Revelation chapter 20 and verse 14. All right? Hell and death, which is Esau, Edom, and their wicked, sinful kingdom, is getting ready to be sent into the lake of fire, man. All right? Revelation 20 and 14, and it reads, it says, it's like here, verse 13. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them, and they were judged, every man according to their works. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death, all right? So all the wicked of the earth, they're going to be judged according to their works, all right? And they're going to be put into the lake of fire, all right, with this beast system, with these Edomites, with these heathen nations. All right? So all this is getting ready to be destroyed, man. All right, the Lord is preparing World War III. He's going to send those ICBM, those intercontinental ballistic missiles upon America. All right, this is going to be the lake of fire, man. All right, anybody who's trusting in this beast system instead of trusting in the Lord, they're not going to be delivered. They're going to be left here to burn. All right, fire and brimstone. All right, let's keep rolling. Let's go to Revelation 21 and 8. And it says, actually I'll get verse 7. And he that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his God, and he shall be my son. All right? So those that overcome, which are going to be the men that are sighing and crying to the Lord, right now, for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, all right, they're going to be delivered. Okay? But the wicked of the earth, hey, they're going to be destroyed. Verse 8. But the fearful and the unbelieving, and the matter of fact, I keep reading. The fearful and the unbelieving, and the abominable, and murderers, and the whoremongers, and sorcerers, and idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. All right, because why? They trusted in their wickedness. They trusted in their lies. And the house of lies is going to be taken down. All right, but the men that are out there sighing and crying, the men, women, and children out there sighing and crying to the Lord, okay, they're going to be the ones that are delivered. And I meant to read from verse 1, actually. It's a lot here. But I'm going to go ahead and get this right quick. I started verse 1, Revelation 21 and 1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. All right, and the sea represents all the people. All right, most of the people on the earth are going to be burned up. It says, verse 2, and I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, taken from the forts place, coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. Okay, because we are preparing ourselves for the marriage to the covenant with Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. It says, and I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, and he shall dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and Yahweh himself shall be with them and be their power, their God. And Yahweh shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, all right, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. All right, so death, sorrow, crying, all that's going to be wiped away. Why? Because once again, the elect are sighing and crying to the Lord, man. All right, for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. But the Lord's going to wipe away all those tears. All right, it says, verse 5, and he that sat upon the throne said, behold, I will make all things new. And he said unto me, write, for these words are true and faithful. All right, so there you go, man. These words are faithful and true. All right, the Lord, he's going to deliver on his promises to deliver the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, all right, from the hands of the wicked, all right, and bring joy. He's going to wipe away all tears. Because right now we're sighing and crying to the Lord. Isaiah 28 and 5. In that day shall the Lord of hosts be for a crown of glory and for a diadem, all right, that's a big crown of beauty unto the residue of his people, and for a spirit of judgment to him that sitteth in judgment, and for strength to them that turn the battle to the gate. All right, so the Lord, he's gonna be our strength in the time of trouble. That's what we're praying for. That's what we're hoping for, because we're gonna need it when this devil comes down like a madman. All right, we're gonna need the strength of the Lord. So once again, woe to them, destruction unto them that trust in Babylon, that trust in their oppression. All right, that trust in Esau, Edom, the wicked. Woe to them, destruction unto them. All right, let's keep rolling. Let's get Isaiah 29, verse 18. And in that day shall the deaf hear the words of the book, and the eyes of the blind shall see out of obscurity and out of darkness. All right, why? Because Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai has put his spirit upon us, all right, and given us these spiritual gifts through the Holy Spirit to preach this blessed word to our people, all right, to bring the message that he wants, that according to his heart, according to his mind, that he wants to bring out to his elect, to his chosen. It says, I'm gonna read that again. And in that day shall the deaf hear the words of the book, and the eyes of the blind shall see out of obscurity and out of darkness. The meek also shall increase their joy in the Lord, and the poor among men shall rejoice in the Holy One of Israel. All right, so and the poor among men, who is that? It's the children of Israel. All right, okay, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, they're gonna rejoice in the Holy One of Israel, their power, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. All right, so he's getting ready to turn all of our pain, okay, sighing and crying. He's going to turn all that into joy. And I'll close out with Isaiah 60, the 61st chapter. Perfect timing. Isaiah 61, and it reads, verse 1. The Spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, is upon me. Khan. Yep, sure I am. Because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound. All right, so the Spirit of the Lord is upon me and the men that you see out here on the highways and byways to declare these good things that the Lord is getting ready to bring to his elect. All right, the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. All right, the opening of the prison, because once again, this place that we're in, this is the land of our captivity. All right, this is not our rest. All right, but we're getting ready to be delivered from the hands of our enemies, from the hands of Esau, Edom, the wicked. And he's going to turn our mourning, our sorrow into joy. All right, verse 2, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord and the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all that mourn. All right, so once again, man, the whole title of the lesson. All right, are you sighing and crying to the Lord? Because that's what the elect is going to be doing. The elect is going to be sighing and crying to the Lord for all the abominations that are done in the midst thereof. Everything that we see, all the wickedness, all the evil, the Lord is getting ready to come and bring judgment upon that and deliver his elect. All right, that's what we're praying for. That's what we're hoping for. Verse 3, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, that he might be glorified. Okay, so that's what's coming, man. All right, he's gonna all the suffering and pain that our people, okay, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians have been through. The Lord is getting ready to turn all that around. All right, he's getting ready to bring joy to his elect, all right, to his chosen. All right, and it's a long time coming, man. And I'm gonna go ahead and close out with that. So, Lord's will, this was edifying to the elect, whoever you may be watching out there, spread across the four corners of earth, the four winds of heaven. And as always, all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem HaKakodash, and double honors to the head apostles / elder bishops of Great Millstone, who taught me this truth, peace, blessings, and safety. To all you sincere Akim, keep pushing, keep believing, and keep the faith, regardless of what people hear or forbear. One day closer, all right? Are you sighing and crying to the Lord? Shalom.
Cold.